So here we have a litre of stock made up with boiling water and stock cubes. We've got my mushrooms, so we've got some pre-sliced white cap, brown cap, some Australian shiitake mushrooms, dried mixed forest mushrooms, nice fat portobello, one brown onion and minced garlic. So first thing we'll do, put the stove on medium in a big pan, so plenty of room there to boil up the soups. So after that, now first thing with the ingredients is to take the dried forest mushrooms, if I can get the blinking things open, and we'll soak those in the stock, revitalise them, get them all soft again. So we'll get rid of that. Okay, so while the pan's heating, first thing I need is, alright, so first thing we do is chop up the onion. You might notice the onion's changed. First one I had was rotten in the middle, so I had to go pick another one. So get rid of them. Don't need that. Peel the onion. Get the skin off the onion. Okay. The onion skins will go in the compost. Top and tail will get put in the bin. It'll go into my compost bin later. Just move that out of the way. Out of the way. Okay, so saucepan's getting warm. Just chop up the onion. Okay, roughly sliced. Nothing spectacular. And with that, okay, so with the onion all sliced up, grab some olive oil. Good lug of olive oil in the bottom of the pan. Get that warmed up, so not too fussed. Throw the onion into the pan. To that I will add a good sized teaspoon of minced garlic. As you can see, I do like my garlic. So that's the base for the soup. That'll get sweat down. Give that a quick mix. Okay. I'll just leave that for now. Get the spoon out of the way. So now, because the brown mushrooms and the white mushrooms are already sliced, obviously I don't need to do much with those. I've already wiped the portobello down. I'm not fussed about taking the skin off. It's going to add a bit of flavour, so I'm just going to chop that up so that we can saute it a little bit before adding the liquids. Now, I'm not too fussed on prettiness with the mushrooms because, as I say, they're all going to get sauteed down, then add liquid, and then it'll just get pulsed up into a creamy mushroom soup. So chopping up the shiitakes, again just roughly, nothing pretty. Let's say it's a basic, yeah, they can stay whole. It's a basic mushroom recipe. All my recipes are fairly basic. Mushrooms all chopped up. Just waiting for those onions to start sizzling away. Okay, so the mushrooms are now all chopped up, so we'll get to just sauteing the onions and the garlic. soften everything up a bit. A couple of minutes there. Smell that garlic. Garlic's quite good for you, obviously. Helps with the sniffles and colds. I use it quite a lot. Okay, so I think they're soft enough. We'll start adding the mushrooms. So we'll start with probably the portobellos. They're a bit chunky. Pop them in there. Now the shiitakes, in they go. Another quick stir. Just sweat them down for a couple of minutes. Give that a couple of minutes before I add the others. We'll add the others now. So the white cup mushrooms, brown cup mushrooms. So as you can see, quite a lot of mushroom in the pan. So they're going to create some very good robust mushroom flavour. And remember, I've still got the forest mushrooms soaking in the boiling water and stock. Give that a few minutes, and then we'll add the field mushrooms with some stock, and that'll be the basis of our mushroom. As you can see, the mushrooms have reduced a bit, sweating down with the onions and the garlic, infusing those flavours. So I think now we'll add the stock, a little bit of boiling water, so tidy up a little. So we'll add in, give it a bit of a stir. So now we'll add in the stock mix with the field mushrooms. And with that, that'll come up to the simmer. We'll top that up with about another 1.5 litres of boiling water. Okay, give that a good stir. Okay. Bring that up to the simmer, let it boil, simmer away for about 15-20 minutes, and it gets a blitz. Now I don't season anything at this stage. I prefer to leave the seasoning to the end, so get seasoned up to taste. So yeah, that'll be one of the last things. So it's starting to come up to the boil now. Get that to come up, blip away, and then we'll put the lid on, let it simmer. So I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's starting to bubble. So I'm just going to pop the lid on and let that simmer away 15-20 minutes, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so our soup's been simmering away for about 20-30 minutes now, so let's check it out. Oh, smell that. If only you could. That smells absolutely fabulous. Nice dark colour. So we'll take that off the heat now. We'll just pop that over to the side there, and we'll let that cool. Okay, so it's been cooling now for about 25 minutes. So at this stage, I'll add about another 1/2 litre of water to replace what's boiled off. Quick stir. Now at this point, it's entirely up to you how you cream it. I like to use a hand blender. I find with the hand blender it gets a bit more of a chunky mix, but it's entirely up to you if you want to use your classic blender for a creamier mix. So as you can see, the colour there is nice, rich. Nice rich colour. As you can see, still a few little bits of mushroom in there. I don't mind that. If you want something a bit silkier, yeah, by all means, use your regular type liquidizer. So that's now quite creamy. So now, the taste test. Tastes alright, needs a bit of seasoning though, so as you want. I'll add in some pep, some salt. Pepper. Good grind of pepper. Give that a quick mix and another taste. So from here on, just add pepper, add salt as you like. Personally, I use pink rock salt, but you want to use anodized salt, whatever. Entirely up to you. Another quick mix. All up, this is going to give me about 10 servings, which I'll separate up into little freezer containers and then chuck them in the freezer. So I've got lunches and dinners for the week. Oh, let's try that again. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. Beautiful. So yeah, as I said, now it's time to portion it up. Right, so now to portion it up, as I said, I've got these little bowls from my Chinese grocer, a couple of dollars, about 20 or 30 there, so I'll be able to make quite a few different soups. So generally about 300 mils per bowl. This little ladle does 100 mils, so 3 ladles. That's one serving. So we'll just set that aside to cool. A little more. Next bowl. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, as I say, I'll get about 10 portions out of that. So I'm not going to bore you while I serve it all up. I'll show you. So there we go, all portioned up. As I said, I get 10 servings out of that. So I'll just leave that on the bench there to cool. Then I'll pop some lids on, chuck them in the freezer. And yeah, that gives me a couple of weeks worth of, well, once I make some other soups up, that'll give me a month's worth of meals, so all good. So as you can see, a very, very simple recipe. If you want to use it, by all means, tune it to suit yourself. If you want to add cream or milk or anything like that to make it a bit creamier, you can. I generally don't, as I don't ingest dairy of any kind. But that's just by choice. So yeah, if you like the video, hit the like. Subscribe to my channel to see more recipes. I've got a few more coming up. A couple of other soup recipes, and then a few others later on. So yeah, hit the subscribe to find out when some new recipes come along, and share this with your friends. Get it out there. Thanks guys, love you.